And welcome back. I was hoping it would catch you. Welcome back to the 10-7 show with Tara Tyler Cruz and myself. It is yet another Sunday night, 7 o'clock, and this is where you should be. There's no other place. There's a whole bunch of other places you could have been. But you decided to be here with us. And
Eagles bye week, so
why not? Yeah. I watched about 15 minutes of football today, ain't gonna lie. And at the point of the show, we assume that we have a new president elect. You know,
yes.
Congratulations.
Safe assumption. Congratulations, Uncle Joe.
Congratulations to Joe Biden and Kamala Harris on winning the election. Now the real work gets started. All right.
Absolutely.
Yeah. They got a lot of work to do.
They got a lot of work
hold them
to do.
accountable. It's not a political show, but hold them accountable. All right.
That's
hold
right.
them accountable and keep that same energy that you had the last 4 years. I'm talking to the black folk. Keep that same energy.
Right.
That same energy.
Yeah.
But either way, how we start the show off is how we start the show off. I always start off by asking how y'all been this last week.
Great. It's been a good week. Well, we spent the majority of it, in front of the television like the rest of the world, I think. Yesterday was great. The weather was beautiful. We saw you guys yesterday. That was nice.
Yeah.
We all found out together that we have a new
we did.
president-elect.
New establishment coming in.
And then today was nice. I mean, we went to the farmer's market again because I can't get enough of this bread. So other than that,
I just want to say, shout out to Kamala Harris. Like, I watched her speech. It was moving, it was thrilling, it was inspiring, it was enlightening. I mean, it was everything. It was all the black girl magic I was looking for. Boom. There you go. So shout out to her. Shout out to all the Black Greek letter organizations. You guys keep doing it, and then shout out to you guys.
That's all well and good. Let's save all the boring stuff later.
Let's get to the fun stuff.
My favorite part of the night, and we'll move on right after this. My favorite part of the night is at the end of the whole thing when everybody was on stage taking pictures. Yeah, taking pictures, and then and then everybody walking. Now it's Joe Biden and his wife's turn to take pictures. Kamala's husband stood there for a little bit to take some more pictures.
Oh, yeah.
And then Kamala said, "Bring your ass on over here." And got up off that stage. I thought that was fun. That was my favorite part of the night.
As any wife would do.
Yeah, exactly. Why are you over there?
Hey, listen, your 5 minutes is up. Right. They're going to be watching you for the next 4 years.
Listen.
Yep.
We only got 4 years of this. I'm taking advantage every second.
Well, no, we
don't. That's right.
Only got.
He about to be like.
If you did not see that part of the thing last night, go on YouTube or something and watch just that part at the end. I thought that was the funniest.
I totally missed that. Okay, we'll go back.
But here we are. It's time for everyone's favorite part of the show. Yes, it's time for the Would You Rather segment of the show, brought to you by nobody. So if you want to sponsor this segment of the show, you can hit us up. Let us know.
I had it last week. Who got it this week?
Justin should have it. Justin should have it this week.
This week's Would You Rather is sponsored by Men's Night. Men's Night will be next Sunday.
Right.
It is.
Right here on the 10-7 show.
That's
It's going to be
y'all.
the biggest viewership.
It's going to be huge.
Ever. It's going to be huge.
It's going to be bigly.
All right. So who's got the Would You Rather? We got comments coming in.
I have two. Tyra has one. You want me to start, Tyra?
Yeah, you go ahead. You do one, I'll do one, and then you finish up.
Okay.
All right.
All right. Would you rather? Oh, okay. So let me start off by saying this is in honor of our topic tonight, the sex episode. Okay. So would you rather be horny all the time or never be able to have an orgasm?
Damn.
Oh, why you had that? How you just come out the gate with that one?
The fuck? I'd rather be horny all the time.
I
That's
know.
my life.
Nah.
Because
I don't want to be horny all the time because then you start walking around humping the air like a dog.
No.
Dogs just be humping for no reason.
Women don't hump the air.
That's when that control come in. Tyra always talking
around humping.
Exactly. I'd rather be
if you horny all the time,
time.
the control goes out the window. If
No,
you
it
horny all the
doesn't.
time.
No, it doesn't.
Yeah,
You ever just seen a dog just humping nothing?
We're not dogs.
But your other alternative is to never be able to have an orgasm. Like that's pretty messed up.
Yeah,
It is, but
Really?
I don't want to be walking around at Peddler's Village just humping the air.
nah.
You have self-control. Don't hump the air.
If I'm horny all the time, there's some self-control is going to go out the window.
I'm sorry you feel as though you won't have to hump the air. I don't feel that way.
Exactly.
I feel like dogs are probably horny all the time, and that's why they hump the air. Like they just.
I don't know why dogs hump the air.
We have a dog, and she's never humped the air.
Boy dogs.
Really?
Oh
boy dogs do the humping.
All right, let me do my question.
Go ahead, do yours.
Ain't nobody humping no air.
Mm-mm.
All right, so no, I'm not humping no air.
Let that breeze flow through.
I don't need to hump the air for the breeze to blow.
Yeah, but it blows through more comfortable.
Oh my gosh. Okay, next. Right. All right, so this is a little raunchy, guys. Okay, I'm gonna say it slow.
Okay.
The breeze blowing by your nuggets.
Would you rather be fingered under the table of a busy restaurant or under the table at your parents' place?
What? No, at a restaurant, not at my mama's house. No, at a restaurant. I'm cool with a restaurant. I'm fine with it. Not at my mama's house. No,
I do it at my mama's house.
No, you wouldn't.
I do it at a restaurant.
You better not do it at your mama's house. She gonna slap you. I know she will.
How would she know?
You don't do that at your mom's house. That's nasty.
Yo, do you forget that I stuck my head under my wife's dress in the middle of the dance floor?
And I was like, your grandmother's here.
I don't care.
Your grandmother's here. Yeah, I say a busy restaurant. What would you say?
Totally a restaurant.
Restaurant.
Yeah. Yep. Right.
Yep.
All right, so you go ahead with yours. It's not as bad as I thought. He said parents. Miguel.
Yikes. All right, so this is the last one. Would you rather have multiple orgasms that weren't so good or just one terrific orgasm? An orgasm's an orgasm, isn't it? Right?
Multiple. But like multiple can be one terrific one. You know?
No, multiple. Yeah.
Multiple.
You say multiple? Okay. Yeah. Multiple that's mediocre or one huge release.
No,
one terrific release.
No, it didn't say weren't so good. That's better than mediocre.
All right. Okay. All right. You guys say multiple?
I say multiple.
Okay. Looks like some of the viewers are saying multiple.
That just means you're going to keep on going.
Sure. Absolutely.
Yeah.
All right, you ready to get into our topic?
Yeah.
So exciting topic.
So yeah, it's about that time to get into the topic, and I believe we have a couple of we do have a couple.
We do.
I'm trying to stall while I get all this stuff together. That's what it's live TV or whatever.
Right? We need an engineer.
We do need an
engineer.
Yeah, that's the problem.
Yeah.
But yeah, we have a couple of guests today. We have Wands and D Best, and we're here to talk about an amazing topic.
Amazing to us because we don't know about it.
Yeah, I have no clue.
We don't know about it. All I know is the stuff I've seen on like TV, I guess.
And in the movies. So yeah,
we're here to talk about BDSM. And Tara, BDSM is what?
So this is what I found on the internet. And Wands said, correct me if I'm wrong. So what Google told me was BDSM is a term used to describe certain aspects of sex that can be split into these major groups: bondage and discipline, domination and submission, sadism, and masochism. Is that true?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So in not so technical terms.
Okay.
Break it down for us. Like, how did you get into it? What does it mean to you? What is the lifestyle?
I'm gonna let the young lady go first.
Okay, D.
Well, you can be into BDSM and not be in the lifestyle. They don't have to go together.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you could just be a couple at home and the male or the female likes to get dominated, and that's a turn on to them. And people kind of do it if you like to get choked and things like that. So it's not tied to the lifestyle. It's not the same. But how I got into the lifestyle, I was in a relationship, a committed relationship, and it was my daughter's father. We got back together, so he was like telling me what he was doing while we weren't together, and he mentioned, oh, I was going to lifestyle parties. So I was like, well, what were those? And he started elaborating, like couple swapping, different things like that, and it piqued my interest. So I was like, really? So I was like, want to go to one? And so he was like, yeah, we can go to one, because our sex life is great. So we were like, and we're very open-minded. So when we went, it was more of just to observe. Because the myth is people think you got to go and you got to go and have sex with everybody that's there. That's the misconception. And it's not, because you usually have a conversation with your mate, what you're doing. Okay. You take one for the team. That means the husband might want the wife, but the wife is not, the wife might not want the other husband. And it's like, I don't want to do it. But if you want the wife, I'll take one and I'll go ahead and do the husband, but I really don't want to.
Okay.
So you just have your rules, no swapping partners or, no oral. It's your rules. Right. So we watched, it was very interesting. And I was like, I think I want to come back. Like, let's go to a party and I want to participate. Okay. So that's when we start setting our rules. And it was great for our sex life, because it was like foreplay. Okay. Some people go because they don't have a good sex life at home. And then some people go again because they're sexually open-minded, and it's not for everybody. So I liked it.
Okay. All right. Wands.
So for me, I was I had a young lady that I was dealing with, and online, well, when I say online, through Facebook, she introduced me to a polyamorous group. And so I was in this group, and I learned a lot in this group, actually, as far as helping in relationships. Just people being just open and honest with who they are, just really being able to just claim what you do and what you into and all that. Okay. That lifestyle didn't really fit me as well. But then she introduced me to BDSM, and a lot of it, I was like, oh, okay, some kinky, you want some handcuffs, and so like you said, like a little choking, and some kinky fun. And then she's like, yeah, but check this out. And then she started giving me information about the roles of dominant and submissives. And so,
and what are they?
Oh, well, so as she said, some people can do just do kinky fun in the bedroom, but you have dominant and submissives. When you get into the roles of it, you start getting into more of the mental aspect of it, as far as the power exchange. Okay. Women being submissive and what a dominant man is. And so I got into it pre 50 Shades of Grey. And I was in it like learning just the more intricate aspects of it, because that's what she wanted out of that for me. And I was kind of curious about, like, why would she want, what is it about it? And so I realized after I studied what the roles are, how some of my personality traits would do well as being a dominant. And so,
really?
Yeah. And I thought BDSM was just whips and chains and leather. I didn't really. So
when I Googled it, that's what I saw. And I was like, oh, God, they're going to think I'm doing something here.
No, it's mental as well. It's definitely a role.
And then 50 Shades of Grey came in and sensationalized it.
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
So I never saw 50 Shades of Grey. So can you elaborate on like the mental aspect of it more than the physical?
So 50 Shades of Grey is a horrible introduction to BDSM.
I agree.
People that are into BDSM see that as abuse. They don't see that as true to the lifestyle.
Wow. Okay.
Wow.
Yeah, for sure. And so it's you can be into kink. But people that are hardcore into BDSM, they do the power exchange. And the power exchange is really deep. And as this young lady, as Dee said, it gets a little deeper into you'll have somebody like, for example, you have sadomasochism, and then I would liken it to, I go to get massages every other week.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes I don't necessarily want the sweetest massage. I like a nice deep tissue massage. The little Japanese lady gets up on the bed and walks on my back and she uses her elbows and all that. And it's like releasing pressure and releasing, certain stress in my body.
Mm-hmm.
And so what a lot of people want when it comes to a power exchange, they want more physical experience that helps relieve something that's going on in them.
Mm-hmm.
And I think, in my experience, a lot of women who are at work, being bosses, having that Martian energy,
Mm-hmm.
they come home, they don't necessarily always want to have to be in control and they want to be in their feminine glory. And sometimes they like a physical experience to release that, because sometimes the mental just isn't enough.
That makes sense.
Release, but
Yeah,
you
that makes
also want that more physical experience, just
Right.
like that shiatsu massage. It just releases your body. It feels like pain at first. It's painful at first, but then hours later, the next morning, you just feel so relieved.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah, and that's what it is. And I like writing poetry and short stories and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And the mental aspect, appealed to me because as a man, and one of the good things is it makes you practice on your foreplay. As a dominant male, you have to invest time into how you're going to set up a playtime, a scene, a session. It takes time and mental
and creativity too.
and creativity. Yes, thank you.
Because everybody can't get into it. It's a natural thing. You can't
Nope.
teach it. It's
Let me ask you this.
you cannot teach it.
I
It's
got a
natural.
question for D, because you said something, and I apologize if you had already explained this in your answer, but I would want you to elaborate on this. You said you can be into it, and there's people that are into it, and there's people that are into the lifestyle. What is the difference between being into it and being into the lifestyle?
Well, the BDSM thing again, you can do that between husband and wife or boyfriend and girlfriend.
So you don't have to leave the house and invite other people in
No,
or
because
exchange
like
partners.
I said, most people are kind of doing it anyway. They may not be doing the mental part, but if you're role playing, most times when you role play, most women or men, they play in somebody's masculine and somebody's being feminine, or the schoolgirl or those things. But it does go a little further. And like you said, it gets into the mental part. So it's a combination to bring out that great experience, because it's like pain and pleasure, it's mental, it's all those things. So you don't have to be in the lifestyle and go to parties and or have an intimate group that you swap partners with. You don't have to do that and be in BDSM.
Okay.
Even when you go to lifestyle parties, you have the different rooms.
Okay.
Everybody's not into that. So like I said, it's separate. It's not. They don't
Okay.
go together.
And just to pick up off of what she's saying, one of the things that I've learned, and one of the things that people have to learn when they get into it, is do it your way. Too many of us are caught up at looking at what we see online and on TV, and we try to get our cues from that. Whereas though, once you understand what the lifestyle is about, the history of the lifestyle, and you understand yourself, and what if you're a masochist or you're a sadist, how deep does that go? Then you put together your own thing. So you don't have to follow anyone's direction other than your own. You make it what you want to make it. There is no this is what we're going to do. Like the submissive holds a lot of power in the relationship, because she is the one that's agreeing to trust you enough to do certain things, to put her in maybe an uncompromising situation. So
It's definitely about trust.
It's definitely about trust.
But there are also men that like to be dominated by women, though.
Yes.
It's not just the male is dominated.
No, that's huge.
Yes. A lot of men like to be dominated. And
A
it's
lot
not
of men.
about emasculating them.
Okay.
It's just totally separate about
Yes.
walking in the world than what you do in the bedroom. It's totally different.
So when you say like it's trust, this brings me to my next point, because I have notes. I have 3 pages of notes.
Oh wow!
You're checking them off.
Ridiculous. So one of the questions I wanted to ask was consent and safe words.
Okay.
Is that something that you follow, or you just know about it?
I've
Well,
never
of course
had,
it has to be consent. So forget that
Yes.
part. But safe words, like, is
but
that
I've
something
never
that?
had. No, I never had a safe word for.
Okay.
You know, I know people say that, and you hear that online. Like he said, you know, I've never done safe words. We never did that. We never did safe words.
When you know your partner, you know the line that you know when you come up to the line of pushing her limit.
Yes, Kim, they do.
You know, and so, but if I didn't know someone like that and we were going to meet and have a session, you absolutely want to have certain things already written out, agreed upon, safe words, safe gestures. You need all that. But with someone that you're in a relationship with, you already know one another. So it should never go into abuse or in a situation that you put her in harm's way, or the submissive, whether it be male or female, in harm's way.
CJ,
I'm laughing at you. I'm laughing at these comments that are coming in.
CJ said, I need a safe word. You can do whatever you want to do, CJ.
My safe word is arugula.
Arugula?
It's what you agree on.
If you choking me and I can't breathe, I'm not even thinking about arugula. Okay.
No,
You're with your mate.
But you can't accidentally say arugula.
That is true. That is
you got to make plans to say that way.
Depends on how good it's going, but
right.
You know, like Tara said, definitely the consent part, but it's whatever. It's customized for you and your mate and the people that you decide to play with. That's what it's called. You have a play date, but it's not like the kids.
Justin, can you bring up Kim Zachary's comment here?
Her most recent one, that one.
Yeah.
There?
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, I can see it too.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna read it for people who can't see it. Consent is a must, and safe words should be used, and more so to help the other party feel comfortable. Yeah, I guess that makes sense.
But most time when people go to play, like he said, it's a conversation. So if you're older and mature in a lifestyle, and God, it's been so many years, most people will link up with couples. You know, sometimes you'll go to a party and you have the people that you connect with. It's just not coming in the door. It's a connecting with people, building relationships. See if you have that trust, having those conversations. Some people do just come into a party. Some people are not couples. I find that it's the people that just come together because the guys get charged more to come to a party than the women. So I've gone with somebody that may wanted to go, but the men, as I say, is hit upside the head. They might have to pay $200 for the party.
I'm sorry, what?
$200 to fuck.
That's American dollars?
Oh, yes. American dollars.
Wait, let's fight $200 to get into the club?
Yeah, like a club. Yeah. And most times it's drinks, though.
That's
it's
like
drinks.
New Year's Day.
Drinks, food, and stuff like that. But that's why, sometimes it's just single people coming together. Because there's no kind of way if somebody's married, but I've gone with guys that they want to go, and then we go our separate ways. Okay. So then you have those connections, but you still are talking to people before you get into that. It's like, well, are you here with somebody? No, I'm single. It's like you're at a club and you're talking and engaging somebody, and you sizing them up.
Right.
If you never had that
so if you're,
is it kind of like? Oh, I'm sorry.
yes, Makita. I'm speaking to a viewer. Makita, yes, and I can't repeat it, but yes, she did say that. $200 to fornicate under consent of the king. Right. Yes.
Yeah, but it's about, again, sexually mature people, mature-minded people coming together and knowing what you're there for. And sometimes you got good parties. Again, it's about host. How many times you went to a vanilla party, which is called people that are not in the lifestyle? The parties weren't good, the food wasn't good, and people talk about it
because they don't know how it's supposed to be.
So all right, let me see. So I'm thinking about the movie Eyes Wide Shut, because it's like what do you do when you see somebody you was at a party with on the street? I would just be like,
what's up?
Hey, girl.
Yeah. I bumped into people that I went to school with. I mean, they try to say they wasn't at the party because I'm just more of an open person. But come on, because it's a whole weekend event from Thursday to Sunday, and it's a
Shut up.
We have games we went to a Black Excellence one. I mean, I think I posted my picture, and it was Wakanda, theme, and we have the guys have tux on. It's parties, and that's the misconception people have. Like, you just coming in the room.
That sounds fun.
You
I don't
have
pay $200 though, but
you have costume parties. You can have a Super Bowl party, and then somebody say after the Super Bowl over, you can go upstairs. You go in people's houses, or they could be the hotel, and you have the playrooms, but you may open them up at a certain time. People have space parties, so it's not just a sex fest like people think. Most times it's an event before the event. So some people go to the party, it's sociable. We have it catered, music, food, a big party. We dress in gowns and tux. And in the second party, you change into your night, you change into your attire. Some people don't have nothing on, some people do. And then that's the second part of the party for the rest of the night. And you forge relationships, because I forge good relationships and their principals, directors. They are very professional people. And because we are mature and we know why they're there, I mean, some people are awkward when they see you. I'm like, what you doing? You here for party 1 or 2? And they was like, oh, we here for party 1. But I said, nah. And I asked somebody. And I was like, oh, yeah. And I went back over and said, I'm going to ask you again. You in party 1 or party 2?
Right.
He laughed, but I've known him for a very long time. So I bump into a lot of people.
I mean, and the thing about it is, like, you're there, I'm here.
Right.
Why are we embarrassed? We're both at the same party.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I mean, it's just.
We got a lot of.
Let me ask y'all this. Let me ask y'all, because like you said, a lot of stuff you see is like not exaggerated, but it's extreme. I came across and don't interrupt, because I got a question. I don't want to lose track, because I'll lose track real quick.
I know that.
I came across pictures where the dude had his testicles. They were clipped and stuck to the ground, and like all. My question to you guys, if you care to answer, like to me that's extreme, right? I don't need my nuts clipped to anything.
Yes.
All right. I accidentally zipped my stuff up in the zipper a couple times, and that's painful enough. I don't need any more. Now, how far have you two, and just to be clear, these two are not a couple that I know of. Okay?
No, they're not.
How far have you all gone in this what would you call it, adventure? What would you call it? Lifestyle?
Yeah.
Adventure?
It depends on
let them clarify what it is for each of them.
Yeah.
So to answer his question,
what you're into, like you said, some pain is pleasure to some people.
Right.
Pain can be pleasure.
How the brain
Absolutely.
works. It's amazing how the brain works. I've had people that have foot fetishes and they get off to your feet, and it's like I had to do a whole lot of stuff to get them feet in the right position to get them to that. So again, there's men that testicles are sensitive, and then there's some men like they want you to suck them, pull them, and it's pleasurable to them. So again, it's whatever. That's why even if you're not in a lifestyle, two grown people should be able to talk about what gets them to pleasure. And a lot of people, because I don't always dig people in a lifestyle, a lot of adults don't feel comfortable if they're not sexually mature, and it's not a derogatory name calling you, but a lot of people our age are not sexually mature to have the conversation. They get uncomfortable. They don't want to talk about it. They think you go into the bedroom with, I know how to please somebody. I ain't never been told I ain't good, but everybody comes with a different manual, because some women don't like to be choked. Some people like to be hard stroked and soft stroked, combination. So you got to have that conversation. So it is kind of hard. Somebody saying, so how you like your balls suck?
I'm not laughing at you. I promise. These comments.
People are going in on the comments.
I'm not mature enough.
Like somebody wanted they testicles sucked and pulled, and that got them off.
And then
I would think that would hurt.
Oh no! See, I have to say, I'm not doing it. That's the thing in the lifestyle. I don't put in my mouth. I'm not.
You ain't going that point.
Me and again is about what you and your mate come down to, and we are in a committed relationship, and we are not doing oral at parties. We use condoms. We're not doing oral. Again, I've seen different things go on. I'm not judging. Again, it's whatever the couple agrees to. It is not for everybody.
But you can go to these parties as a single, though, right? Like you don't have to go with them.
If you go as a single man, you're gonna pay a lot of money.
Yeah, one of our comments.
As a single woman is cheaper, very cheap.
Cheaper how? Like how much would it be for me to go by myself?
It could be $40. What is it? It could be $40. Whoever has the party
Oh, okay.
It's their party, their rules. Now, I've been to houses. Everybody has rules. Again, like you said, it's consent. You just can't walk up touching on people. And see, that's why I'm out of it, because it can change. A lot of the younger people coming in, they think it's just a big old orgy, and because you here, you're gonna put your mouth on them, or you're gonna do this, you're gonna do that, and it got out of hand. So all I do is maybe help host a party, collect money, do those things. I'm no longer going and participating. It's more of a social thing for me now, because it got out of hand.
Okay. Wands, you found that too?
Hold on, Wands. Before you answer that, Wands, I'm sorry. Because now my wheels are turning. If you host a party, how much money can you make?
It's very lucrative, the lifestyle. You know, in the Hito parties, let me tell you something. This is what it says: sex sells. A lot of people do things behind closed doors, you know, or they judge people that are in the lifestyle. I've had people say, "Oh, you know, you dirty. That's nasty. Why would you want to do that?" And like I tell the people, I know married people who never swung or in the lifestyle and had STDs. Yes, people in the lifestyle can get an STD. I tell people, when you go to parties and wine can't commit, they have, you know, bowls of condoms, or I call them my own bag, because everybody like different condoms. If you choose not to use, that's a choice you made. Some people ask for STD workups. Again, it's your party, your rule. But people always want to make that misconception, like everybody around here swapping and people getting diseases, one sex pool. I know people that got STDs and was married, and they thinking, so I'd rather go and be an open forum that me and my man talked about, and it's a controlled environment, than what you do in the dark. So a lot of people, when people are not looking, they do more heinous things than people do in the lifestyle that's out in the open, because everybody's there. They are mature. So you got people sometimes will get drinking and get a little out of hand and be touchy and disrespectful, but they boot it out, because they have.
So that's when security comes.
Oh, they do have security. Okay.
Yes, people
How much do they pay security?
Definitely gonna have to pay.
You pay for security. You got people that come and try to come on the floor, let people inside doors, and you know, it's just rules to it. And there's a lot of these young kids coming. There's just you gotta be clean, and it's Juan, I don't know how you feel. I've been in it for a long time, and it's different now. And a lot of people just kind of like, we see each other when we see each other, because it didn't change.
So
I'm sorry. Wands was supposed to jump out. I'm sorry.
I'm gonna give a different side. She gave up a good side about those kind of meetups, but then you have different meetups they call munches, where people put together get-togethers in public places that have nothing to do with any kind of interaction other than people coming to socialize and meet. It has nothing to do with play. People will do it at a Starbucks, a bookstore, or you know, maybe a bar or club, but it's just a place where people can come and get to meet people and not engage in those kind of things. And as Jay said, those private parties are really good because there's not so many people and they're very private.
I like those.
Really good, very private, and it's a controlled environment. And it's definitely, you definitely should have security just in case anyone just gets out of hand. And a lot of times they don't even like having a lot of liquor on hand, because liquor is something that when you do sessions and stuff like that, they tell you shouldn't be under.
Right.
When you have somebody in a compromised situation and you get drunk, you don't know your level. So
Plus, if they drunk,
can you really
can be questioned.
Exactly. I'm about to say, can you really give consent if you're drunk?
Yeah.
I mean,
tipsy. But if you sloppy drunk,
you should be
put out.
Yeah, because that could be dangerous.
They go to their room.
I have a question. Do you think that being in the lifestyle or just a couple practice, like doing BDSM, has that strengthened like your relationship? Do you think it can strengthen a relationship?
I do, because again, it goes back to the trust, understanding. It's people that have been married for a very long time and still don't understand what their partner needs. What will get them on, even just mentally, because again, it's all mental too. And if you can get a combination of the mental and the physical, definitely, you know, you're doing something that is people think is taboo, but also that's pleasing to both of you. So how could you not form a bond, that connection? Definitely, because it's that openness. That openness, you know, a lot of people don't have. So to have that, it just opened up a lot of things, and that it just kind of flows into the other things.
I think to that point, your expectation when you meet someone that says they're into BDSM is that they're willing to express to you exactly what their levels are, what their sexual desires are, and their experiences, and it should be a no judgment zone.
Well, yeah, absolutely.
And that makes the comfortability there. And then it's more intimate when you're allowed to do that with them and maybe take them a little further. And so that connection is real deep. Is real deep. And as a dominant, you actually have to, you're like a scientist. You're trying to figure, it's like a Rubik's Cube. You're trying to figure her out. You figure out what works for her.
Well, that's what I was going to ask you. Like how, like when you meet somebody and it's new and you're just getting into it with this new person, how do you know if you're going to be the submissive or the dominant? Like, or do you have a preference all the time, or does it change?
I mean, you have people that are switches, but it never changes for me. I'm always going to be on the dominant.
Yeah, most times it's whatever you take on is what you are. Like, I'm a sub, like you said, because I'm more of a manager, a boss. He made a perfect point. I'm out in the world being the boss. And so when I come home, I'm submissive, and that's like a turn on to be dominated. So I'm always a sub. I mean, I've been a dom. If they ask me, like you said, you want to switch, it's not awkward. I've had guys that wanted to be dominated.
Right.
Is that my most comfortable place? No, but once we get into the mix, I'm there. Again, we already had the conversation. So, but like he said, I'm usually a sub. I love that.
And I've never had a desire to have my balls clipped to the floor.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that sounds so painful. Like, I feel like you can get a little bit of pain in other ways. Don't clip your balls.
But you have to understand is what your brain turns on to. It's not. Right. You understand? I mean, again, different strokes for different folks.
Different folks, right?
Yeah. I mean, I can take some pain, but when you talk about all right, I have a question. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Don't tell these people I be beating you now.
Everybody already knows.
No, I think he would like a lot of safe words. I don't really think he would have too many safe words. I wouldn't be able to do much.
So
somebody say that.
Pineapples.
Right.
So here's how would you, being that you two are experienced in the lifestyle, how would you introduce somebody to it that doesn't have experience in the lifestyle, or
was interested,
or not necessarily interested? Like, you meet somebody and you tell them that that's what you're into. How would you bring them in if they had the interest once you told them?
Well, you don't proceed with that. It's not for everybody. So, people say, well, do you gotta have? I know people that they want people that are in the lifestyle. They eat, sleep, and drink the lifestyle. I don't need it to define me. There are people that they needed to define them. It's like they're lost in it, like they're deep in it. That's like eat, sleeping, and drinking. Right. I don't need it, but when I really was still wanting to go, I would just say, like, well, what's your thoughts on lifestyle? If they say they don't know or they heard of it, I only go off their reaction. If they start with I would never, I'm not swapping my mate. Oh, that ain't. Then I just say, oh, okay.
Right.
And I leave it at that. But if they're open-minded and, I know if they're natural freaks, they just know what to do and say. Like I said, I've had a mix. I had guys that weren't into BDSM and I like it. And it's like you said, it's like, what? I ain't comfortable with that. And I'm like, why not?
Right.
You got to be on the same page. You cannot. Yeah. I had a guy say, "Oh, you could teach me." No, I can't. You got.
Yeah.
You can't just be choking because you can't. It's just a method that.
Right.
You're
doing it wrong.
You don't want to break somebody's larynx and all that.
Right.
Whatever.
So it just depends on. I feel the temperature, and see if I can go further with it or I don't because I don't have to.
Yeah.
Has that been your experience, Wands?
Well, I mean, for me, I try to deal with just regular women that aren't into the lifestyle. And as of my last breakup, I decided I would never talk to anyone that's not into BDSM. That's not into
really.
Wow.
Yeah.
Absolutely, it's a wonderful thing. And
it's just less. It's less troublesome for me.
Okay, I can imagine. Yeah.
Was it because that if they were not into it, then something it's lacking for you in your sex life? Like you're into it, so you desire that, or
not even sexual. It's just about the more mental aspect.
Okay.
I don't want a partner I have to fight with. I found that a lot of career-oriented women have issues with power or decision making when it comes to things in relationships. And it's just stuff that I've never watched my grandparents who married for 63 years, the other ones married for 54 years, ever have to fight over. And so I just don't like that. You know, women that normally come with going out there and conquer the world. And I'm not a guy that's jealous of my woman. She can make more money than me. She can have whatever position she can have. I don't care. I'm gonna encourage her to be the best fucking woman she can be, and go sleep them motherfuckers at work. But when you come here, bring it down.
Right.
Bring it down. You know, you know, like you have to be fighting over control.
Hello, connection.
Look, that's
You
me.
said, wait a minute. You said fighting over what?
Fighting over control in the house.
Right. Somebody got to be the dom, and somebody got to be
somebody, you know. And there's a difference between being a dominant and being domineering. There's a lot of guys that are trying to be domineering.
Yeah, I agree with that.
You know, it's like you keep barking, but you got no bite.
Hello.
You know, and so there's a difference. You know, there's a lot of assholes that cover themselves up saying that they're dominant, but they're just domineering guys. And domineering guys, they're lacking in something.
Okay.
You know what I mean? They're lacking.
There's a question here, Justin. You want to pull it up? Because there's actually a couple questions and comments that have been flowing.
Yeah, guys,
there's a lot of questions have been answered by people in the
group,
in the
chat. Yeah.
Well, so Ty was saying, "How do you learn?" But I think D already said that.
Well, D was saying you don't really teach somebody.
Yeah.
So what if like you had a couple who was like interested in that? Like, would y'all coach a couple as to how, like, just to teach them? Like if they're interested and they want to be in it, but they don't know how to go about it.
I got you on this. So there's guys that's like, I want to learn how to be a dominant. You can't learn how to be a dominant. You just
either you're dominant or you're not.
Or you're not.
Because what happens is either you're alpha male or you're not, right? And what these guys are beta males, and they want to learn how to be an alpha male, but it's either in you or it's not.
Right.
And that has nothing to do with being domineering. You know what I mean? There's a lot of beta guys being domineering, acting like they're a man, but that's not what manhood is.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so if someone comes to me, I'll start them off with some books. I mean, I'll tell them, look, here's some material you should read, just like how I got introduced. Go read up on the lifestyle, read on the history, you know, and then read up on what the roles are. And I'll pass them information and let them go from there. But I can't make a guy dominant. That's just something that you have to know who you are and the things that you want. Because the things that I want, and the things that and something that another man wants is two different things.
Right.
You know, so I can lead them to the way of giving them information on the different roles, the different type of rules and things like that. But I cannot teach someone how to be a dominant or submissive. Like submissive women, it's just in them to be submissive, period. Then when they get introduced to this, then they just figure it out like, oh, okay.
It just clicks.
But you
my
can
personality into this lifestyle. You know what I'm saying? And I always tell them you need to learn before you play, because if you play before you learn, you can mess around, get hurt.
And to that point, I saw something in my notes.
Some stuff.
Yeah, so in my notes it says something about bondage sex toys, like So and the suggestion in this article is suggestions for beginning couples is leave out accessories and equipment your first few times. Instead, focus entirely on each other.
100%.
Becoming accustomed to a role as a dominant lover takes time, even if you're used to leading sex. All lights are on you and what you're going to do next.
I agree.
Okay.
That's definitely great. I feel like, you know, who could learn and practice together is a married couple.
100%.
Y'all got time. Y'all live together. Y'all married.
We're married.
We're married.
Married couples can, because you already kind of know your role. If you want to keep it spicy, you
see, he already talked about whipping me.
enough, but not everybody's open-minded. I have to say, you got to be open-minded, because you really have some tight-wad men or women, because it's not always the woman in the marriage. I ain't doing that. I ain't trying that. And it baffles me, because you are married.
Right.
You need the trust there.
You are most vulnerable with this person.
Right. Why not cross some edges and create things and role play? It's a wonderful thing.
Right.
So role play, you should already know who's the dominant one, who's going to be the submissive. You kind of got the settings for it. So married couples could get the books and practice. It seemed to be, I would love to be a fly on the wall, but maybe I will start teaching people. Because I mean, I teach single women, I teach them, and I have some married women, because I'm a sex kitten, somebody told me.
No.
Okay. All right.
All right.
I gave a lot of women who were married some ideas of how to do their mates. They wanted to do something different. And I am so experienced in that and creating so many things. They just kept coming. And I had her boyfriend. It was my cousin. Her boyfriend was like, yo.
Thank you.
Right. Thank you.
Because I gave her so many ideas, and he was loving it, like, yo, that's nice. But I'm single. So it's like,
yeah,
I'll just go ahead and maybe I'll make some money off of it. But yeah, I always have
why not? Listen, if this is lucrative as all these people are saying, we all might be in on this.
And
I know people that literally have clubs and they do the annual trips and they do the annual events.
Right.
You make money. Again, people that have annual parties, it's flyers. Let me tell you something. Even these little black, they call them urban trips. They're low-key lifestyle. I mean, everybody there is not lifestyle people, but when people go on these little trips, biker week and all that, that's low-key lifestyle. People come from
weekend crash fees,
and they out here having sex, but you're not getting that full experience because you're not talking about what you're not there like a lifestyle party.
Right.
I tell people I liken it to those biker weeks in Black Disco in Cancun. They all out here sleeping together and ashamed to walk. I never had a walk of shame because I'm just not a shameful person. But
no, I mean, like, you did what you did. It is what it is. I'm an adult. I know what I was hitting for.
But that's the difference between just a biker week and a lifestyle. Nobody got to walk out and be ashamed of anything. Everybody know why they there. You got your BDSM room, people getting waxed, people getting flogged. You go in that room, you know that's what you do.
Right.
You got different rooms.
And what was the room that you were asking about, Tyra?
The red room. What's a red room?
What's a red room?
That's just nothing but, I mean, it's pain. Again, you can call it whatever you want.
You said pain.
You said pain?
Yeah, pain.
Okay.
I bruise very easily, but sometimes I do get bruised and it's okay. I'm just not, again, different stroke. The flogging thing, I'm not into that.
What's flogging? I don't even know what that is. Oh my God.
Flogging. It's like the thing. It's got like
that's the cat and nine tails thing. That's more
cat and nine tails. That's what it is.
So I went to know cat and nine tails.
But you literally have a paddle, and people like to get hit with it on your ankle.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that. That's what.
Well, I tell you what. One thing's for certain. That's definitely an easy way to get out your aggressions. To beat somebody.
Well, you're not doing it again. It's not like you're not going into like a room where you're trying to let off steam. Is not
right.
But I'm sure they have parties like that too.
And they have the sensual massages. Again, I got a guy. That's his business. He goes around to lifestyle parties.
Really?
I know Wine John. And he goes around. You know John Wine. He do the pictures or he'll do the massaging.
I might have seen him. You know what? I seen a guy on Instagram that's what he do.
Yeah.
Bald head John. He been doing it going around.
We've had the video. We've had the video. We've had the video in our group actually.
Oh, the butt massages.
Yeah.
Wait, you know that guy, Jenny?
Huh?
You know that guy?
We don't know if that's the guy. I'm just saying.
Right.
But
He's
it's that guy
my lord.
Your Lord, what?
Have mercy.
Sensual.
So, like, is that how? So, people who do that, is that how they get off, or they want to do the sensual massage?
That's how they get that money.
That's how they get paid.
It's more for the woman.
Okay.
Toys. There are women there that have strap-ons because women are most of the women in the lifestyle, because I'm not bisexual. I do not do women. I'm not a pillow princess. That's a woman that just lays there while a man and a woman plays with her. I'm not a pillow princess. I'm not into women. And I'm single now, and it's hard to have play dates because the wife is going to want something, or and I don't have anything to bring to that table, and I don't mess with women. That's a misconception. Everybody say, "Oh, everybody in the lifestyle you do women." I don't do women. I'm not interested in women. I'm very open sexually, but I've never been attracted to a woman. And couples come for me and want to play, and I'm not.
Yeah, not your thing.
Yeah, I'm not interested in women. But I'm like wine. I like more the intimate parties. It's not a lot of people. Get to know. It's better as couples. We were trying to find another couple when I was in a relationship. And we traveled together. I have been single and going with couples and have the time of our lives. And I'm with couples.
Okay.
I wanted to really quick tap on to something that you had said about getting your aggression off. This is like dealing with kids. If you like punishing kids, you should never punish a kid if you had a hard day at work.
Right.
You're angry about something. You give the kid what they deserve. You don't want to just come on blow off steam. You never want to do that. It's not about aggression. It's not about getting your aggression off.
Pleasure.
That way. It's not about that. If you're feeling angry, you don't even want to get into that. We're not doing this tonight, baby girl. I'm not in that right mood right now. I don't want to use something that belonged to John at work.
Right.
So that's the levels of knowing your place as a dominant is not to blow off your steam on someone. You got to keep your head about yourself. And also, too, I want to stress that a lot of people that's in this lifestyle has not had those experiences of the parties like Dee is talking about, or actually had multiple sex or swingers. A lot of people are still very monogamous within this lifestyle. But then there's different extremes of it, right? And then there's a woman that I met who said she liked having her breast nailed to a board.
What?
And she showed me a picture of her breast nailed to a board.
Wow.
So there's people that a straight nail through her breast.
Well, some people have higher thresholds for pain.
Higher thresholds. Yeah. And then there's parts of the flesh in the breast that can take a straight nail through it. You got to know what you're doing. And so all these different extremes, people are playing with needles, making designs with needles in people's skin. I mean, it's elaborate, depending on what your level of pain is, what your level of. There are people in this lifestyle that don't like pain, but they like sensory play. So you can like hot and cold, nipple clamps, stuff like that. Like she says, maybe they got those little electric machines that you can shock the nipples, or
Oh, what are they called? Tens unit, I think.
Tens unit, yeah. That's one of them. Yeah. But it's not a muscle stimulant, but they use it.
Right.
You go to the chiropractor, they putting them on your body. I'm like, damn, I need a couple extra pads to go home with. I got pain, doc. I need to take
I got this pain.
Oh, there's a lot.
Hey, Wands, I wanted to ask you. You mentioned the history a couple of times.
Okay.
So, So like, just you don't gotta go too deep, but just give us a little bit.
So, I mean, if you go back to like Marquis de Sade and really look at how he kind of is like the godfather of BDSM, and he was crazy though. I mean, he was doing crazy, kind of torturous kind of stuff. But a lot of it has grown out of that. But it's a lot about power play, and then there's different sections. There's a whole leather group out there. People that have different groups that's built upon leather. They wear leather, they use leather equipment and stuff like that. They have different houses, like biker groups. There's different groups of people like that within a lifestyle as well. So as you learn from the beginning and through how everybody does it, you find your own place, because you figure out like, okay, I don't have to be as sick as Marquis de Sade, but then I don't have to be so light with it. I can actually be open. I think to me, it's just best that, you can be open about what you like and what you might want to experience, opposed to meeting someone and be like, oh, I don't want to tell him that because he may not like me. You know what I mean? And that's
Oh yeah, that's rough.
People get in those relationships, and then next thing you know, you're like, I don't really know, this person don't really know me after 2 years.
Right. You get a couple of hours, next thing you know, you didn't woke up with a ball in your mouth.
Woke up with a ball in your mouth, or your balls clear to the floor, right?
So there was a comment in here. Kim Zachary said there are masochists and sadists that love giving and receiving pain. That is their pleasure.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Okay. But not to the extreme. Yeah.
So is it not always about penetration then?
It's not.
No.
Okay.
It's not.
Yeah, he said that in the beginning. It's not always about penetration.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why I had that's part of my answer for.
I got a question. So because it seems like the two of you are seasoned in this lifestyle, right? Is it, if you're at a party or something, can you tell like, oh, they just got into this? Can you tell like
newbies? Can you tell newbies?
Yes.
Yeah, can you tell a newbie like right away?
Yes.
You can.
What kind of mistakes do newbies make?
They looking around because some people are naked. Some people are not comfortable with nakedness.
Right.
That's like when I go to a new beach. Like people ask me, well, what are you doing? I said, people that don't go to new beaches are not open about their, sexuality and their nakedness. Right. It's a natural thing. Nobody's doing this. So when you're gawking and looking around like that,
oh yeah.
But when you use the nakedness, it's a natural thing to you. So you're not staring.
So if I were to go into one of these places and the girl walks by with the nice round behind, and I look as if I'm out in the street seeing the hundreds of behinds, it's going to be weird.
If you ask, you can touch it.
Get out of here.
I be asking all night.
I want to touch the hiney.
I've had people do it to me, and I just let them touch it. Go ahead.
Yeah.
But you do have a lot of junk in your trunk.
Smack that.
Yeah.
Smack that.
Yeah.
Touch it. You gotta ask, like you said, consent. But if you say, "Come on back," like, "Damn, who you here with?" Oh,
right, right.
Makes
it's
sense.
Okay. It's okay.
Wow, so it's just like it's all grabby.
Yeah. Listen, I like it.
Have wonderful lingerie on. Listen, it's beautiful lingerie. You have all types of styles and body of women there. It's a smorgasbord for what you like. It's something there for everybody. You got bad body women, but you got some men that are into, BBWs. They like real big, and they had a nice lingerie on, and that.
You like BBWs?
Yes, beautiful black women. I love beautiful.
I think the BBW is women who are plus size.
Plus size women.
Yeah,
them too.
Them too.
Oh my God.
Yeah. And women are touching on men too.
Yes.
Yeah. Listen.
Oh yeah, but again, if you don't have no clothes on, if you see something, let me see that. What you holding? Let me see.
I mean, like,
do the women wait for consent to touch?
I would totally be grabby.
Do the women wait for consent from the man to grab?
Ask, because
you
probably shouldn't just grab a schlong,
grabbing all willy nilly. See this one over here. She's a rookie.
So they have rooms. Again, it could be play rooms that are open to everybody, and then some people are private players. It's like, okay, meet me in my room, or you come into my room, and then there's people with big, huge California king beds. I used to go to a mansion, and the mansion is huge, and they got California king beds, and there's groups of people on the bed doing things to just that person on the bed. So again, something there for everybody.
Yeah. So a comment. Can you read that comment from Kim?
She said the Baltimore Playhouse used to have naked yoga. I could always tell when there were newbies because anyone behind me would stare.
Kim,
what, Kim?
I have known you for 92 years, and every time I see you, I stare at your ass.
Wait, hold up. They would stare and fall. Never stay in position. Very funny.
Right.
Kim, have you
got that dairy ass.
No, me and Goose have have had whole conversations about Kim's behind.
Yeah.
But they're in the candy
It's
store,
rotund.
Exactly.
and they can tell.
Kim got that thing, huh?
And that's how
Kim
you
got that
feel.
thing.
Like it's just like, my goodness, like ooh,
Mm.
ooh. But
Yes.
nakedness is natural to most lifestyle. It's not, it's nothing.
Yeah.
I
Mhm.
wanted to go back a little earlier in our conversation. You was asking what's one of the most extreme things you've done.
Yeah.
And so the young lady that introduced me to it, and once I was learning this stuff, the one thing that she really wanted out of this was what we call consent, non-consent play,
Okay.
which basically equals rape play.
Oh.
Really?
Consent,
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Can you elaborate on
Oh,
that? Because
You-
100%. Are we about to go deeper on that?
Yes, please
Oh,
do.
yeah.
I know what you're saying, but yeah.
She's role playing.
She wanted to do role play
Yeah, she's
Mhm.
role
Right.
playing.
of basically a non-consent, non-consent play.
Mhm.
So she wanted to do a rape scene
Mhm.
by knife point,
Mhm.
and that was extreme for me.
okay, so it was a consensual non-consent.
Consent.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's very-
Okay, when I heard it, I thought it was like a tease, like, okay, I'm
No.
consenting. Okay,
No,
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 I'm
no.
not consenting.
No. So it was a consensual experience that was being played out as a non-consensual
Got it.
experience.
Right.
I got it.
It's
I
a
got it.
consensual
Again, it's a
experience
role play
played out
that gets her off.
as non-consent, right? And
Was
so
it a real knife? Like she wanted a real knife?
I had a real knife,
Yes.
a big survival knife to her throat.
Oh, like
Wow.
a rainbow jump?
Yes.
Oh.
And
How-
did that make
how
you uncomfortable?
Yeah, how nervous were you?
I'm talking about very nervous. Rip her
Yeah.
clothes off and everything.
Okay.
Oh.
Rip her
Okay.
clothes off with the knife. Rip her lingerie off the knife to her throat. Fuck her.
Wow.
You can't say that.
I can't say that.
Well,
He did it.
it's
It's a family
done.
show.
We
It's a family-
cringed
I
cringed
spent
a little bit.
why?
It's the BDSM episode.
It's all right.
I spent
Hold
too
on.
wide.
That's
So,
right.
Hold on. This is what I do. Hold on. This is what I do right here. This is what I do. I mute everybody when it gets out of hand. Everybody's muted now, right? See what happens when y'all start dropping these F-bombs or whatnot. A brother like me got to go back in the lab and find where these F-bombs have been dropped, and I got to edit them. Now I'm going to go ahead and bring everybody back into the conversation.
All right.
sorry about that.
Don't worry about it.
It's
All
fine.
right.
This flavor is spicy.
Uh-huh.
So let me go back just a little bit.
Mhm.
A lot of times when you do sessions, when you're taking someone very to a different place and extreme, because it can become very euphoric, at the end of it, even whether it's pleasure or pain, you have to administer what we call aftercare, which is maybe the submissive likes warm tea and a blanket. Maybe she has a favorite pillow. Maybe if you have spanked her up, she needs a massage.
Okay.
Fine. So after the first time we did consent, non-consent, I was tore up because I never ever saw myself raping a woman ever.
Right.
Right.
And so
Yeah, that fucks with your head.
that played on my mind, and she actually gave me aftercare.
Oh.
Because
Aw.
she was like, "It's okay. This was for me." And then she talks to me about her life experience growing up with that happening to her as a teenage girl with someone in her family. And so her reenacting this was a way of her taking that
Control.
back,
Yeah.
control over it.
Yeah.
And so after she explained that to me, it made me come down a lot. And it made me relax into future sessions we did like that, but not every session was like that.
Okay.
When she needed it, she like, I need that.
Mhm.
So a lot about the lifestyle is that sometimes people are in it to reenact or get out something that might have happened to them in their past. You know, and it's a way of them claiming control over it.
This goes way deeper than what we've
deeper
talked
than
about.
so this is
for the
kind of
last
like
hour.
therapy.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah, you know what?
It is
Somebody
therapy.
somebody is saying Dara Wilson has been commenting the whole time, and I love her comments.
That's my buddy.
Dara says Dom aftercare is just as important as sub aftercare. That's decent. I love it.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
It is.
Okay. Yeah. Wow.
I had
But
no
that
clue.
comes about with maturity
Yeah.
and understanding, which couples outside of that
Right.
not know and
Okay.
leave their partner exposed and out and not able to process things.
Right.
This is a conversation
People
where
close in.
this is a conversation where we're going to need a part 2. I can see it already.
Yeah,
I think we are because we've already gone over an hour.
Yeah.
And we've peeled back some more layers.
Yeah.
Later on in
Definitely.
the conversation.
Yes.
So remember we all left off at
Yeah, because Wands was getting ready to get real deep.
Oh yeah, I got a whole lot more for y'all.
Wands.
Oh my God,
We're going to have to bring you back. We're going to have to do
I got
part
work
2.
tomorrow.
Do you do erotic pieces, Juan?
I do.
So do I.
Yeah.
All right,
See
so
now, see?
yeah, I got
I
questions.
like a collaborative effort.
Wait a minute.
What the hell is that?
What's an erotic piece? Y'all got the spoon feed.
Nah,
Just
I don't
spoken
know.
word.
Talking about your writing, right?
Too. No, I write too, so I just do
Oh, okay, writing. Okay, all right.
spoken word. That's all. It's just
Okay.
erotic.
Right.
Okay.
But it all goes into playing in the mind and creating all
Okay.
that.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, look, while we have everybody here, I want y'all to go ahead and hit that subscribe button on the if you're on the YouTube, hit that subscribe button.
So y'all don't miss part 2.
You don't want to miss part
Don't want to
2.
miss part 2.
Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at New Twist Radio. We'll definitely put the updates for you on there.
Yeah.
Follow New Twist Radio on YouTube as well. So, I'm sorry. Did you have
No. I was gonna say they didn't answer the would you rather question.
Yeah.
Well, we had 3 of them. I know we're over an hour. Do you want me to just do one?
Yeah, we'll just
do one. Do one.
Okay. All right. D and Wands. This is addressed to both of y'all. So okay. Would you rather have multiple orgasms that weren't so good, or just one terrific orgasm?
One terrific orgasm. Because those three mediocre ones, it probably was like forced or faked.
Okay.
I don't have time for that. I need to get to the gusto. So
right.
I'm very visual, so I need that one great one.
Okay.
Yeah.
If it was fake, it don't count.
I was getting ready to say. It said orgasm, not fake orgasm.
I'm not faking 3. I don't really want to fake none, but I have.
Right.
But I just
If you got to fake it, then it's not real. So that
Right.
don't
Right.
count.
that's what I said. I want to be over. I don't do the
Right.
Give me 6 mediocres.
Wands, what do you say?
I'm gonna take one great one too.
Okay.
Yes.
I can't be mediocre. It's got to be good.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Let me have a fun night.
I will say this though. I have never had an orgasm that I didn't enjoy.
Well,
Mediocre or not,
well,
Like, oh damn!
No, there's not a mediocre one or one that was shout out.
we go.
That wasn't fun at all. That was terrible.
Listen,
Yes.
We did have a comment on the text line 215-486-0335. Somebody got on there and said because the thing said, we're having a discussion about BDSM. Are you ready? And the comment said, "Whoa, I was not ready."
Right.
I don't think I was ready.
And
either.
there are so many more layers of this onion that we need to pull back. So we definitely need y'all to come back on the show.
but we be back.
Get your questions.
And we're definitely gonna bring you back.
Yes.
Maybe next month.
Yeah.
Maybe in a couple of weeks.
We can do it.
We'll work it out. We'll work a schedule out.
We'll work it out.
Let me find my outfit. My leather outfit.
Oh, okay.
Dress.
Costume.
How am
Okay,
I
do that. Do that.
We getting in the character. Okay.
As long as none of the guys are wearing butt out jeans, it's all good.
I've never seen that.
No ass.
Talk about Prince.
No assless
Talk about
chaps.
Prince. I love Prince.
No assless
Thank
chaps
you
out
guys for your transparency.
No, you know what?
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I got one more question. I
Oh, God.
had a question 45 minutes ago. You were talking about the leather, okay? And that you were talking about the leather people, which goes into my question. Anytime you see like people like it's even if it's a sitcom, there's like there's people that are into it in the sitcom, but that's not what the sitcom is about, or a movie or something like Dodgeball had a scene where there was people into that stuff.
Again.
There is the little helmet face mask joint with the nose sticking out.
Right.
What is that all about? You know what I'm talking about? You know,
Yeah.
leather face
The
mask.
whole leather mask. That's
Yeah.
someone that likes to be dominated. He likes to be dominated.
Yo.
And
I mean, I know it's a movie, but the boy from Pulp Fiction, the Gimp.
Right,
Yeah.
the Gimp. Right,
Yeah.
right.
So what does the mask, like? How does the mask equate to being dominated? What is?
Well, you can't talk with it on.
Is it sensory deprivation?
Mm-mm.
No. Okay.
No.
It's about you not seeing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You can't see. You can't talk.
But isn't that what I just said? Isn't it the same as sensory deprivation? Your eyes, you can't.
No,
You
you
know
have,
you
you have
see.
different ones. You have different ones where you can see and you can talk,
Right.
and then you got some that you don't. You got some
Okay.
that have a dildo on it.
And just
Okay.
let you breathe.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
She said, yes, that one.
Wow. All right, we definitely gonna have to wrap this up. We're at like an hour 10. So
Yeah.
So next time, like y'all can email us if y'all want pictures. We can share the screen.
yeah, I mean, if you have stuff that you want to share, and like he said, and then we can plug it for part 2.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Thank
thank
you
you so much, guys. We really
Thanks, y'all.
appreciate this.
Thanks
This was a
for
great
sharing.
conversation.
Absolutely. Thank you for being on with us and sharing with us, and we're definitely going to have you on
And
again.
Yeah,
Thank
definitely.
you for agreeing to come back.
Thank you for having me.
Yep.
Bye.
Thank you guys. Have a good
See ya.
night.
All right. So that was D and Wands, and a
Mhm.
very interesting
Very
conversation.
interesting.
That was an
Yeah.
interesting.
Interesting.
I think that was
That was good.
That was a good one.
Educational.
Absolutely.
Two very interesting conversations 2 weeks in a row.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Definitely thank you to them, and thank you for everybody that's been that's with your comments in the chat room.
A lot of
Yeah.
comments.
That
A lot of
one
comments.
popping.
Thanks, guys. Dara,
Yeah.
It's
Shai
fun.
Rashid, Lisa, Kim, Tanya, everybody who R.Dot Hunter, my
Yes.
favorite graphic designer.
Miguel giving
Alright,
us
that
his
was
safe.
good.
Miguel, yeah. Thank you so much, guys, for tuning in.
We appreciate it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hold
All
on.
right. Well,
somebody said we should have been had this convo.
Yeah. Well, to be honest, we've been trying to have
We've
it
been
for a
trying,
while,
yeah, and-
but
Right.
we couldn't get everybody's schedule together.
and it's so funny
Yeah.
how we wound up bringing Wanza in, because Wanza and I have known each other. I met Wanza when I was between 8th grade and 9th grade. Like my summer after I graduated from 8th grade, getting ready to start high school is when I met Wanza. So I'm 46. So how old are you when you get ready to start high school? 13? I've known Wanza a very long time. So yeah.
Wow.
Wow. Okay. Cool.
Okay.
That's what's up. All right. Well, look, we want to thank y'all for joining us here on the 10-7 show once again with Tara, Tyra, Goose, and myself.
Hit the bell.
Hit the
Subscribe.
bell, subscribe, all that good stuff down there. And don't forget to join us next week for the ladies' night always sounds cool, but like men's night doesn't sound cool as ladies' night.
Yeah, it sounds like y'all gonna be like, burping, farting, and scratching. But I'm sure y'all will come
It
up
sounds
with
like it sounds like a men's night. Honestly, sounds like a church event.
Well, it's not.
It does. Join us for the man cave session next Sunday. She done broke out the song.
I got the holy water.
The guys are gonna. So the
Join
ladies
us.
are gonna sit this one out next week.
Yeah, the ladies
Yes.
are going to do the engineering, and we're
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was going to say. Yup.
Oh, I can totally be an engineer. Absolutely, I got it.
Tyra said no.
I'll do it.
Tyra said I want the entire night off.
Yeah, I'm off. I'm downstairs.
Well, like I said, thank you for joining us. We will talk to y'all next week. I feel like I'm forgetting something.
I don't think you. I mean, everybody have a good
Join
week.
the group if you're not in the group.
Join the 10-7 group and on Facebook. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at 10-7 Show. Also follow the station on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at New Twist Radio. Like it said right there at the top of the screen.
Yeah. And download the New Twist Radio app.
Yeah.
All
Yes.
music,
Yeah.
all the time, good show.
Yeah.
24/7, 365. All right.
Yep.
All right. With all that being said, we're getting out of here. We'll talk to y'all next week.
All right, fam. Peace.
Bye, guys.
We're still live. We're still on.
No, he's not.